Welcome, everybody, to Drive Through Sports with Adam and Paul. Today is, as I have to look at my watch again, Wednesday, July the 8th, 2020. Adam Freeman here in Atlanta, Georgia, along with Paul Brees, who is in Brentwood, Tennessee. Brees, so last night we did our Gavin Hall interview. That was a solo interview because you were at Topgolf. How'd that go? Off Nashville.
Well, my wife, her birthday was in March, and she received a gift card from Topgolf. I think it was, in my family, you have to celebrate a birthday. It's a week-long celebration.
Yes, I understand that.
And literally the day after she got the gift card, the tornado rolled through Nashville and did a lot of damage to Topgolf. So we were cashing in last night. Obviously, if you know me, I'm going to find the cheapest way possible to go to Topgolf, as it is half price on Tuesdays.
Oh, okay.
And, when you carry nine people to Topgolf, you got to figure a way to keep it cheap.
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
the second way to keep it cheap, not only with the gift card, is to always bring your mother-in-law. And so we had a good time. I had to wear a mask inside, and then when you got to your bay, then you could take your mask off. And they actually had some plastic dividers up between each bay. So they had done a pretty good job of, keeping it safe.
I got you.
So
I got you.
Good job, Topgolf.
Well, good. Now, it was, you just hit driver, or were you hitting all your clubs?
Well, you get out there and your first inclination is to go out there with the big dog and let it ride. And
You just want to hit it. You just want to hit it deep into the night.
Yeah. Obviously, I did that just to impress the kids. And then as it got, as we got along into the game, I did work on my 9-iron, my short game a little bit, just because that is as you would know, the very weakest part of my game.
Yes, you are not. I mean, you off the tee, man. You're formidable. Formidable.
Yeah, I know.
It gets around that green, and that's when I think we all become a little more human.
Yeah.
So I can definitely understand that. I got a big day tomorrow. I'm playing with the big dogs tomorrow.
Hey, and not just some rinky-dink course either, right?
Listen, if you are, and you're a golf coach, so you understand a little bit about how golf courses are rated, correct?
Sure.
Slope and grade and all that sort of stuff. All right, let me throw this one at you. All right, this course that we're playing tomorrow, Governor's Town Club, it is difficulty is a 4 out of 5. The rating on this course is a 75.
That's pretty.
The slope is 141.
Oh man,
7,200 yards.
I wish you the best of luck.
7,200 yards. And what's crazy is the average score of people that use the app that I'm 18 Birdies app, the average score of people that play this is 90.8. So the people that are using this app must be like semi-pros or something if they're shooting 90.8 on this course. I'm playing with the guy that I played with the other day, Sean Shelton, who shot an 83 at that course that we played.
Yeah.
And my buddy Matt Jones, who I alluded to, who hits it really long off the tee. And he shot an 81 yesterday at Bentwater, which is right down, literally a stone's throw from my house. And it is about 6,900 yards. And he shot an 81. So I got a guy that shot an 83 this week and a guy that shot an 81 this week. And then there's me and one other guy. And the other guy I've heard is decent.
Okay.
It's probably upper 80s, 90.
All right.
So
you're going to go off tee box 1. You got a little shake in your knees because the three guys before you just ripped it. Listen, if I could give you any advice, I would tee off first.
Oh, absolutely.
I would run up there and say, I got it, guys.
I got this.
I'll take it. Because if you go last, you are going to be sorry. It's not going to be pretty.
Yeah. And a lot of these there's a I think a 612-yard par 5 on this hole. There's a 589-yard par 5 on this hole. On this course, and they're back-to-back holes. So, it's going to test me, no doubt.
Okay. You know me, I'm a gambling guy, whether there's anything vested interest or not. I'm going to go over under. I'm going to go 108. 108.
What? You're going over?
No. I'm just going to set the over under at 108.
You're setting it at 108. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I got you.
So,
are you gonna pick one of the? Are you gonna take the over? Or are you gonna take the under?
Well, I mean, you did play pretty well the other day, according to what you tell me now.
Yeah, I was hitting the ball well.
I mean, after playing golf for 40 years, here's how it normally plays out. You play a tremendous round that eagerly makes you want to go back, and then you know what hits the fan, and you're like, what happened? I thought I was good. I'm not that good. So I'm going to say you're going to be around that score.
Regression towards the mean? Is this what you're saying?
Well, yeah.
Well, that's what happened last time when I shot 92, 93 on back-to-back days at the same course. Then the next time I played it, I shot a 110.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you know, there's a really good chance that we're regressing towards the mean. But speaking of other stuff that's going on, and there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on, and we could talk about our golf games and stuff probably for the rest of the night, but we won't do that. But we may circle back to it. But with MLS starting back, they're in the Orlando bubble as well. Nashville FC has run into a little bit of a snag. Okay. Now,
yes, you could say that.
And there has been talk that they are just not going to allow them to play at all. Is that correct?
That is what I've heard. I reached out to our soccer insider,
our soccer insider, Charles Morrow.
First of all, I kind of made fun of him and I said, hey, I don't think this thing's going to go. He goes, don't worry about it. They're going to play. So I texted him today and I said, is Nashville going to pull out? He said, not sure. Nobody's really saying at this point. Obviously, that's everybody's answer when they test positive, right?
Oh, right, yeah.
But he says it certainly looks like a possibility. So, to me, it was Nashville against Chicago. Okay,
Chicago, right?
And they're in the same pool. Dallas, I believe, is in the same pool. And between Dallas and Nashville, there have been 19 positive COVID tests. 19. So, what do you do? I mean, you're definitely going to wait 14 days. It's going to be over, right?
Right. I mean, if you're coming back and you've got to quarantine these guys for 14 days, then
Well, here my opinion is I would love to see him play. Not a lot of Nashville sports. Hey, I'll take any team really from Nashville and cheer for them. But it doesn't look like it's going to happen for Nashville. And who knows if it continues, does the whole thing get scrapped? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, do they just eliminate those two teams and move on?
Well, they said
forfeit their games.
Yeah, they said if those two teams got disbanded or sent back, that they would have to regroup.
Oh, okay. So they would repool everybody.
Yeah.
Forfeiting.
So,
okay.
Anyway, speaking of not so fast.
Yeah. Hot take number 2. In case you were maybe doing any early holiday shopping for any Redskins fans, or maybe someone who's a Washington fan, lives in the area, follows the team, and you want to get ahead of the holiday rush. Good luck finding any Redskins merchandise online at Amazon, Nike, Walmart, Target, because it ain't there. They have pulled all of it off their online stores. They've pulled all of it off the shelves. Is the name change coming? Is that really going to happen? I mean, they've toyed with this before, and it's just kind of died down. Do you think it's actually going to happen? And they're going to have to do it before the start of the year, before the September 7th first game. And everything's got to be rebranded. Everything. Signage, everything. What do you think about this?
Well, here's what I think. I think Daniel Snyder probably not, he does not want to change the name. But if he knows that he's losing money, he'll change the name.
Yeah.
And if he can rebrand this name and get a name that sticks and somehow create, logos and merchandise, all of a sudden we're in the profit making business again.
And all of a sudden it may become the most popular logo in the NFL.
Correct.
Let me ask you this question. Who was the last NFL team to rebrand and relogo?
I did Tampa Bay.
Total revamp.
Tennessee Titans.
That's right.
Yeah.
Went from the Oilers to the Titans in 99.
Right.
They changed everything. And that was like a 6-month process to do that.
Yeah.
They're going to have to do it in like 3.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a challenge. And then I think the next question is, where do you stop rebranding teams? I mean, if the Redskins is an issue, what about the Florida State Seminoles? What about the Atlanta Braves, the Cleveland Indians?
Right.
I mean, and not just that. I mean, we're talking about college teams.
Yeah.
High school team. We got a team in our region, McEachern High School. They're the McEachern Indians.
Right.
North Cobb Warriors. Okay. I mean, where do you stop when it comes to mascots? I don't know. I feel like the Braves are on the, no pun intended, chopping block.
Yeah,
okay.
It's definitely a situation that it for us long lifers of true sports, the Redskins, the Braves, the Indians. I mean, you hate to see that go, but it is definitely interesting how this is all playing out, and we'll just see. It's like the coronavirus. We don't know. We'll turn on the TV tomorrow morning and something will change. So,
yeah, something's different. And, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, here we go.
Speaking of, next hot take, which you got in your background there, I mean, did you send me this information today?
I did.
I mean, I couldn't believe it. When I saw, I was like, whoa. And I told everybody in the house. And, I mean, they were the first ones to cancel in the spring as well. They were the first to pull out and cancel their tournament, of their basketball tournament. So like you said in our tweet, you tweeted, hey, do they know something we don't know? They were the first to pull out in March. Do they know something that we don't know? I don't know. I don't know. I do know this. There's a couple of Harrison graduates that play, one that plays at Dartmouth, one that's going to play at Harvard this fall, that will not be playing now and lose the season. So the issue that I think is more important here is the economic impact. Obviously, they're not Power 5 schools, so they don't derive as much income from football, but it's their largest income sport, right?
Right.
That fuels all the other ones, which we'll get to later in our show. What do you think this means for the Power 5?
I think their spidey sense is tingling. To me, the Ivy League was way ahead of the game. And what do they know? What is going on? I mean, obviously the Ivy League, you package them as smart people up there, right?
Yeah, right.
And
right.
you think they have some kind of idea of what could be coming down the road. Why are they canceling fall sports? I did read that the athletic directors, there's a possibility of moving these fall sports to the spring, but, who knows? But to me, I think there's less risk, obviously, between the Ivy League and the Power Five. Not as a lot of money's exchanged in what they're doing with football. But in the back of my mind, and maybe yours too, you're thinking, the Ivy League pulled the trigger. Now they're pulling it again. They seem to be pretty right on that first call.
Yeah.
Do they know? What do they know?
Yeah. Yeah. And is that the first shoe? I mean, is
right.
And now are we just waiting for the next shoe to drop? And it's the Big Ten, or it's the SEC, or it's the ACC, or it's the
right.
Big 12, or whatever, or the WAC, or what Pac-12. Who's next?
Well, if someone is next, it's going to be smaller conferences, probably, and they would just start. And then what happens is the smaller conferences, the Big Five, they lose their cupcake games.
Yeah.
And so their schedule condenses, and now they just play straight up conference games.
Yeah.
And how this could possibly play out, in my opinion.
Yeah. And that would, again, we're getting delicately close to a point where everybody's got to be practicing, and you got to be practicing like full practices. And I don't see anybody doing that in the next month. I really don't. We've talked about the TSSAA, the August 29th state of emergency. You guys can't even begin to think about doing contact until at least then. So, and it could even get to August 29th and they'd be like, you know what? We're going to go 2 more weeks.
Right.
and at that point, now you have to start looking at eliminating games, sticking with maybe just a region schedule. And then if it gets to the end of September, then you have to start thinking about completely relocating the season and pushing it to the spring, possibly.
Yeah.
Maybe getting other sports, moving baseball. For us, we play baseball in the spring, soccer in the spring, maybe moving soccer and baseball into the fall, letting them play in the fall. If the general consensus is that that's safer, than football is, because of the proximity and the nature of the game. But it's it's kind of like you said. We wake up tomorrow and we'll get floored maybe by another bombshell. Who knows?
Yeah.
Right now I think everybody is optimistic because the baseball season is set to start July 23rd, 24th. The percentages of positive tests among baseball players has been very low, I think around 1.5%, much lower than the NBA rate, which is, I think, over 5%. So, I think that gives you an idea of what the baseball players have been doing in the off time and what most of the NBA players have been doing. Maybe not being as careful, not,
right.
Quarantining, self-quarantining, and that sort of thing. Again, and then that's just speculation. But yeah, and with that being said, with baseball coming back, we know, and I watched a Cubs inter-squad game, and I commented it on our Twitter. Somebody said had a tagline, said, "Hey, this is what home runs are going to sound like." And it was, I think, Wilson Contreras hit a home run to right center. And it was just, okay, it bounces off the seats. And as he's rounding first, it's like some cheesy, like, not even like organ music, but like I called it, the the soundtrack to Semi-Pro was playing in the background, on the broadcast. Is that what it's going to be like? So since there's going to be no fans, that gets us to our next hot take. And you brought this up, and I have it behind me here. For years, that's Waveland Avenue there behind left field in Chicago, Wrigley Field. And on the other side of Waveland Avenue, all those apartments there, over the years, they've constructed seating on the roof that's tiered. And it almost looks like it's part of the stadium if you look at it, but it's actually across the street. And those seats, and normally they're $69. Okay, they're going for $350 according to you, and probably $350 and up, I would imagine. So, everybody's trying to get a glimpse of live baseball somehow. And if they can't get in the stadium, I would almost venture to say that this might be the best option for that even on a normal basis, people go up there, because I don't know. I mean, now at Truist Park in Atlanta, I mean, we have like the Omni Hotel, but you'd have to actually be staying in the Omni Hotel to see into the park. And you couldn't really see in from anywhere else, like a parking structure or anything like that. And I don't know what other stadiums are like, but the Wrigley roof seats are very unique. And I would imagine they would be packed.
Well, what I read was they're only going to allow 25% capacity in those things. And I'm not sure what the seating capacity is. But I do know that the baseball purist will drive or fly just to get a shot at sitting and, as you talked about, just seeing live baseball.
Yeah.
I think there's only been one home run. Now, if this was correct, one home run that's ever reached that area in live game action, not batting practice. So probably not going to catch any home run balls, but
No.
You're at least watching the game live. And I could see people being out in the parking garages or wherever you're talking about,
right,
just trying to catch a glimpse of anything.
Yeah, and again, like in Atlanta, we have the whole Battery. I don't know if you've ever been down there at the new park. That's have you ever been to?
No, I haven't.
Park? Okay, it's a great venue. It's a great place to watch a game. Great place for concerts too. But there's a whole sort of area down there. It's called the Battery. There's places for outdoor concerts. There's places for bands to play. Restaurants, theaters, stuff like. There's everything. I can guarantee you, their first home game, there might be 50, 60,000 people just tailgating and down in that Battery area and in hotel parking lots and the adjacent parking lots off that exit, just to kind of be around that atmosphere. I could see that happening. But
listen, I got you spoke about earlier the Cubs inter-squad game. Yeah. And I've got to tell you this funny video that I saw. The Yankees were having an inter-squad game. Gerrit Cole was pitching. I guess you assumed you saw this.
I did.
And what did somebody foul one off or something? Or no. I'm sorry. He struck out the batter. The catcher accidentally, because it's the nature of the habit, threw it around the horn. Too many people touched the ball, so they had to put a new ball in play. Okay? So from here on out, when somebody strikes out, it should just go right back to the pitcher. Okay? So they threw it around the horn. That ball had to come out of play. Well, again, the umpires of this inter-squad game were basically our player. It looked like a bullpen catcher or something. I mean, anyway, he threw a ball in. Gerrit Cole looked at it and goes, "This is a practice ball." He didn't. Apparently, he was very particular about the ball he wanted to throw. Literally, the next pitch, he was so livid, just threw it up there. The guy hit a home run off of it. And he was not happy about it.
Oh, well,
obviously he's not going to plunk the next guy.
No,
but
it's his own player, right? Yeah.
It was just interesting about how they handled the situation with too many people touching the baseball and it had to go out of play. And how Gerrit Cole is so particular about his baseball and the
That's
way
weird.
he felt.
Well,
So,
I thought you were going to say I saw one. I guess it wasn't Gerrit Cole. It was another pitcher. I think it was a White Sox pitcher. Struck out one of his teammates, and the catcher rung him up like you couldn't believe. It was it was. I mean, get. He got the leg into it and everything else.
yeah, I got you.
It was pretty funny.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean the whole inter squad. It's just kind of interesting. And I've watched them. Okay, I mean I'm sitting here watching inter squad with no fans, being umpired by bullpen catchers. I mean that's where we're at. I mean we're that starved. At least the purists are that starved for baseball. That gets us to our next hot take. With all of the fact that you got the NCAA tournament got canceled, and each school, when you make the tournament, I think each school gets like $280,000, and then the more you win, the more you get, basically. So all that revenue gone. Stanford has announced that in 2020, 2021, they're going to be cutting 11 athletic programs. Like not cutting their budgets, like cutting them completely.
Okay. Well, when you say 11 of the 36 varsity sports that they budget for, are you going to list the sports? Do you have that list in front of you?
Yes, I'm gonna pull that up right now.
Because I got it.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah.
And I think it's like one is like fencing.
Now, men's and women's fencing, so that's 2 programs.
That's 2. Okay.
Field hockey, 3.
Okay.
This is a particularly a good one. Lightweight rowing, I would not qualify for. That would be 4. Men's rowing, 5. Co-ed and women's sailing, 6, 7. Squash, 8. Here's my favorite: synchronized swimming.
Oh wow!
And then I would constitute these as the 2 big ones in the sports world: men's volleyball, which, as you would know, the USA Olympic teams, men's volleyball, a lot of these guys come from like the Pac-12.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of them are from California. Yeah.
And then the final one is wrestling. So those are the 11 sports. I would say 9 of the 11 didn't even realize.
Yeah.
Didn't even realize.
Yeah, the two volleyballs and the wrestling, I think, are the men's volleyball.
Just men's volleyball and wrestling.
Wait, no women's volleyball stays?
Listen, I would assume the Title IX got a little say in that.
Yeah. So basically, the men's volleyball and the wrestling are the 2 keys ones. Yeah. It's weird how wrestling seems to get the axe. It's like the one thing that everybody just decides, oh well, it doesn't bring in enough revenue. It costs us more than it's worth, and they don't value it, or universities don't value it. They've already taken it out of the Olympics, and they're trying to take it out of, again, a lot of different colleges are trying to dropping their programs.
Yeah, a lot of them use them as club sports now.
Yeah.
Big universities, even like Tennessee, and stuff like that, and schools like that are using those as club sports where they don't have to fund them, but they can still draw students in to say, hey, we got club wrestling.
Yeah, exactly. Or,
But we do not have synchronized swimming.
Wow. And, and Stanford, Stanford's a big swimming university.
Oh, yeah.
Golf university, football. Back in the day, it was basketball, not so much anymore. Baseball is huge up there. Yes, you can make a splash by having that headline. But when you actually read the article and figure out how much money are they really saving? I mean, come on. So I don't know that.
Well, according to the article, they're saving over $70 million over 3 years.
Well, okay.
So
they must
there you go.
They must really like their sailing then.
Yeah, and to go back to Stanford basketball, can you name the Stanford head coach, the most winningest coach in Stanford history?
Mike Montgomery.
Mike Montgomery. We got a winner. Congratulations.
And the only reason I know that is because he was the coach when they played Kentucky, and Kentucky beat him.
Yeah.
Mad Dog Madsen. That guy. Mad Dog Madsen.
All right. Human interest time.
Human interest time, folks. All right. So I got to thinking, the last probably since March 13th, okay, when all this craziness happened and they started making restrictions and shelter in place and, quarantine and all this sort of stuff, I'd kind of gotten used to just going out and getting delivery and just picking up. If I had something from a restaurant, I would just go pick it up and bring it home. Never really, I didn't go out. The first time I went out was me and Terry ate at Big River Grill, downtown Chattanooga, on our way up to Moxon Bend. And then after golf the other night, we ate at a little grill down here, down from my house. Those are the 2 times I've been out to eat since this whole thing started. So that got me thinking about appetizers and places that I go, and I just titled them "Can't Miss Appetizers." And I got a couple that are can't miss. Now, some of them are, there's a couple of them that are not glamorous. They're not what you would consider your sit down place. But if I go to this place, I'm getting this appetizer. Okay. And that first one is fried mushrooms from Zaxby's. Now, I don't know.
Nice.
You guys have Zaxby's in Tennessee, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever had the fried mushrooms from Zaxby's?
I have not.
Dude, I'm just
put it down.
Yes. They are excellent. Excellent. For like $4.99 or however much you pay for them, they're good. And they come with a little Zax sauce. Good stuff. Now, that's an inexpensive can't miss. Do you have a can't miss? I've got more, but do you have one to count?
Oh, sure. Yeah. We're going to go back and forth. Here we go.
We'll go back and forth.
All right. So I'll start with the most inexpensive, and you talked about the not so glamorous, but it is the Chili's chips and salsa. I'm telling you what, the chips are not bad.
Now,
not bad.
Do you salt the chips yourself?
Well, if I'm in a Mexican restaurant, yes, but Chili's does it plenty for me.
Okay, so
and I don't have to.
I got you. Okay.
And maybe that's why I love them so much.
Yeah, and without a doubt, that's probably you like because of they're thinner or
yes.
Okay, Chili's definitely has quality chips and salsa.
Listen, I started out low. On the pole. I'll work my way up.
I got you.
Here, go ahead.
I got you. All right. So for me, the next step up the ladder for me is a place that you love but can rarely get to, and it is at Outback Steakhouse.
Dude.
And it's the cheese fries.
Uh-huh.
That is an absolute must have. I cannot go without getting if I go to Outback, I'm getting the cheese fries. Every time. I can't tell you a single time I've eaten at Outback where I did not get the cheese fries. They're that good. I love them that much. They come with that big thing of ranch dressing. I just love them. Eat them up.
I would like to jump on that bandwagon and say if I do get Outback when my family's out of town, the Bloomin' Onion is obviously the way I go.
I like the sauce.
It's automatic. The sauce is tremendous. So that would be my next step up.
All right. Okay. So we're going to go. I don't know that this is necessarily another step up, but it's a great appetizer, and it's not a specific appetizer because you can probably get it at any, Olive Garden or Italian restaurant. Garlic knots or garlic bread. All right. And again, there's different levels. There's a great place here. It's called Ippolito's. And they have great garlic knots. I mean, I usually I get them with my meal, and then I get another order of them to go. They're that good.
Wow.
So garlic knots from Ippolito's are great, and it's been a long time since I've had them, but they definitely left an impression on my taste buds.
All right. So to wrap this last up, I think I'm going to go Cheesecake Factory, fried macaroni and cheese. They're like in a hush puppy type deal. I don't know.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And of course, there's tons of other ones out there.
Oh yeah. I could eat fried pickles for days.
Fried pickles. There's pretzel bites. There's the the chicken quesadillas and all the other sort of stuff, the sliders and all that. But those three that we each mentioned, those are the ones that for us are the can't miss. Leave us some can't miss appetizers on our YouTube comments page if there's something that you have a can't miss. Also, we've got our Twitter poll where you can choose a possible nickname for to replace the Redskins, should that happen. Love to get some more votes there. Votes have been few and far between on the poll. I don't know what that is. I thought I tagged the right folks, but I guess not. The prevailing name seems to be the Washington Warriors, Paul.
Well, I don't know. Does that constitute something else? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, are you just going from one to the other? I mean, okay, if you are the Washington Warriors, what's your helmet decal? What's your logo?
Exactly.
Is it a spear with a?
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
I would think so.
I mean, I don't know where you've got to make a distinction at some point. If you're going to make the change, then it has to be, an actual change and deviation from that. So, listen, there's people a lot smarter than me and you. They got probably whole teams working on this.
100%.
They got 2 rooms full of people going, look, we got to pick something that we can sell, that the color scheme is right, that we can market, that we can brand. They got all these guys. So they're earning their money on that for sure. For sure. Well, guys, we appreciate you guys listening tonight. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Drive Through Sports with Adam and Paul. Listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeart, and Spotify. And please follow us on Twitter at D3Sports. We've got a lot more, several new Twitter followers in the last week or so. And that's at D3Sports on our Twitter page. So we appreciate you following there. So for Paul Brees in Brentwood, Tennessee, Adam Freeman here in Atlanta, Georgia, you've been listening to Drive Through Sports with Adam and Paul.